Hello, loves, and welcome to this message. I'm Erica. I am a psychic medium, oracle prophetess. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to the channel. Those of you guys returning, welcome back, loves. All right, so let's get right into this message because I'm tired. I've been working all day long, recording for clients, meeting with clients, and then I recorded the water signs and the fire signs. So your guys' readings are now up. All 4 elements are done. And all the readings were just so phenomenal. I must say, you guys. So if you haven't checked those out, go check them out if you feel called. Okay. And don't worry about like the elements or your zodiacs, you guys. I mean, I know I get it, but like if the title resonates or the feeling pulls you in, then just watch it, you know? Okay. So let me go ahead and get a few good shuffles. Like I already shuffled and cleansed prior to recording. And I actually started recording this message a little while ago, and then my mom showed up at my house. So I figured I would just start fresh. So I deleted that video and I just was like, I'll start fresh. Because it's easier than like editing the videos, honestly. Okay, so here we go. All right, so before we get going, I have to share, which probably the title would reflect this, unless something else comes out in this reading that is even better. But like all day long, I'm getting from a Divine Masculine collective, I'm receiving, like, I just gotta say it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna say it. And that's quite literally the energy. And then the other part of that is like this, it's very 10 of Wands energy, like heaviness. Like this truth or this like whatever is like, whatever like they're wanting to say. It's been building up for a long time. Like I'm seeing like a bottle of red wine and like a glass of red wine. Like maybe you'll find like maybe you're aging like fine wine. You're a fine wine. I saw 222 a few seconds ago. But it's about the alchemy, like how wine is made, you know, from the grapes, like blah, 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 right? Like aging wine, like there's this whole like alchemy and process, right? Okay. So I guess that's why I'm like seeing the red wine. Okay. Maybe red wine is significant. Maybe you like red wine. Maybe you guys will be meeting soon and having dinner and having a glass of red wine or sharing a bottle of red wine. I don't know. But it's about the alchemy, and it's about the fact that this is a process that has taken time, or it's something that's been alchemizing over and through time. So this truth, whatever the words are, whatever their truth is, it's been building over time. And in this very significant moment in time, as we move into the year of the fire horse, as the year of the fire horse, where it starts officially February 17th, I believe, right? Chinese New Year. But so basically like January has just been like an extension of 2025, like just, and that's why it's so powerful this month. Like the energy, the G form, like geomagnetic storm, like the literal electromagnetic currents running through earth and pulsing through our bodies right now. Like it is insane. I just heard the best is yet to come. It just came through. I just heard that. So anyways, going back to the masculine. Yeah. So they have something that they are like, I'm just going to say it. I just got to say this. Like, I just got to get it out. I just got to say it. So it feels like it's been really burdening them. Like, and what I'm kind of getting right now is like, this is someone who goes to bed thinking of the feminine. They wake up thinking of the feminine. All day long at work, they're thinking of the feminine. And when they're not thinking of the feminine, then they're getting signs and synchronicities and all these like reminders of the feminine, right? That make them start thinking of the feminine again. So it's very much like this heavy energy that's like really weighing in the masculine's field right now, and in their heart and in their body and in their mind about the feminine. Okay, so I've been wanting to say this for a very long time. That's what I'm receiving, right? Like, I've been wanting to say this for a long time. You know, I've been wanting to have this conversation for a long time. It just hasn't been the time to do it. You know, divine timing is obviously very real. Divine timing isn't like the universe going, not right now. Okay, no. It's about frequency. It's about your vibration, your frequency. It's about the timelines you're calling in. It's about where your mind is at, where your heart is at, where your soul is at. Are you in a perfect alignment? Or is your mind like obsessive and you know what I mean? Like, so who I'm talking to, like the feminines here, let's just tune in on the feminine's energy real fast. Whoa, immediately, you guys saw how fast, like I literally said the word fast and then the cards flew out fast together. Major Arcana and Two of Cups, which I don't know, the Two of Cups is so powerful. I mean, honestly, it's so powerful. It's like Major Arcana for the Minor Arcana. Anyways, feminine's energy is union, okay? So what that means is the feminine, the death card is obviously, you know, we have a lot of water energy, Scorpio, and then we have the water signs here, but this is death and rebirth. Okay, so the feminine, this is symbolic of transformation. So right now the feminine's energy is highly transformative. She herself is going through a lot of shifts and like really radical changes, like within her body, within her field, within her heart. So she's changing like rapidly. Okay, she's transforming, and that's why it's Major Arcana, because these are major transformations and changes that is happening within the divine feminine. And the masculine who I'm channeling for today, like same thing for them, by the way, like same thing for them, but it's on a much more profound level that, you know, for the feminine in this moment, because the feminine is like the way shower. She's the light in the dark. She's the one guiding this connection. She is the true north of the connection, right? So whatever she goes through, you know, the masculine will go through as well, right? So she's like the one who goes through it first and then he catches up, kind of a thing. But these masculines, yeah, they're accelerating fast in their awakening, many of them. So they're catching up very quickly, we'll just say, okay? And that's why things have been so intense. Like, that's why things have been so intense in your life for both masculine and feminine. Like, feminines, you guys have been going through it too. Like, 2025 was just a straight up year of like brutality in so many ways. Like, just one thing after the next, you know, like one curveball after the next, you know, and it was a lot. And both feminine and masculine are just absolutely just exhausted. They are so like, it's like exhausted, but also like excited at the same time. And for who this is for, you're both feeling that. You're both feeling that like exhaustion, but you're also feeling this like deeper, like life's about to get really good, you know, like not just connecting with this, but just in a lot of ways. Like, it just feels like you can kind of breathe again. It feels like you're kind of like, it's like your true self is back. Like you feel like you're like vibrating and showing up in life like more like the real, true, authentic you than you have in like a really long time, right? Like, I'm back, baby, I'm back. You know, I'm hearing George Costanza. I'm hearing George Costanza from my favorite like comedy sitcom, Seinfeld. Okay, where's all my Seinfeld fans at? But George Costanza, I'm back, baby, I'm back. Okay, so if you, my Seinfeld fans, you guys will know exactly what, it's hilarious when he does that. But there was plenty of times throughout the Seinfeld show where George said that, I'm back, baby, I'm back. You know, George is back. And that's what I'm getting here. It's like, I'm back, baby. Like, I am back, okay? Of course you are, because look at the feminine's energy, right? Like, So this right here, the Two of Cups, yeah, like hold your horses, guys, because I know you immediately saw this and you went directly to feminine and masculine seeing each other meeting up, right? This is actually symbolic of the feminine's energy, right? Because I was pulling for the feminine. Like, let's just see real quick, real fast, like what's going on with her. Or him. There's a lot of divine feminine, like where the man is the masculine in these dynamics. You know what I mean? Just in this union. And we actually, like, our frequency, our polarities like that, like, so the divine feminine, she like rose into her feminine essence. She healed a lot of masculine wounds, right? But like when you guys come into union, the masculine will, you guys will fluctuate. You know what I mean? Anyways, this is her inner union. This is symbolic of the divine feminine's massive transformation on a spiritual soul level and in her life. But it's her own inner masculine and her own inner feminine, okay, that have come into balance. They've come into soul marriage union. I mean, Hyros Gamos union, which, like, yes, this feminine and masculine, their souls are already like buying like oceanfront property together somewhere in the ethers. You know what I mean? Like, they are absolutely 1000% in soul marriage union, as above, so below. So now that union has been trickling down and manifesting from the 5D into the 3D realm. And that's what's happening here now. Okay. So beautiful. So I just wanted to check on the feminine's energy. I'm actually going to put these back in the deck. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave that out here. Okay. So as I split the deck, I'm seeing the Magician, which the Magician is a card of, like, I mean, look at him. He's in his power. He's got his magic wand up. He's calling the shots. He's calling the shots. That's the divine masculine. This divine masculine is in their power calling the shots. I just saw 1212. The Magician card is also like Mercury energy, Gemini energy attached to it also, but it's Mercury, and Mercury literally is the planet of communication, right? So with the Magician showing up, it was very clear that this masculine, it was confirmation of my download, of my channeled message, that this masculine is manifesting communication right now. And a big part of that is because of the feminine's energy here, how she's in this beautiful, like harmonious, like balanced energy. Now, divine feminines out there, like you may be like watching this for some of you guys and being, but you'll feel it for who this is for. You'll feel it. Like, even though the 3D might still be a bit chaotic, even though like maybe like, you know, on an energetic level and like within yourself, like you're there, you know, or you're like coming into this right now, you know, but I think for a lot of you guys, you're there, you know, and you'll know if you're there because you totally like surrendered up like physical union outcomes with this person, you know, and you're just like at peace, like you have this like inner peace. Okay, like I made it, like I made it through, I made it, like I can just like breathe, like, but again, you feel like you've come back to self, like, and that's what this is. It's an inner union of self. So it's like, I've come back home to self. Like I just feel like me again, but it's like the new and improved, like version of you, you know, like the you, like 2.0 or whatever, you know? Okay. So tell me more about this masculine, like what I keep hearing about, like, this very, like, I'm hearing an abrupt communication, an abrupt communication. 5 of Cups. I just, like, right when I saw the 5 of Cups, I immediately received missing her or him, right? But missing her. This is a card of breakups, sadness, grief, loss, grievances. Like you're grieving, you're sad, your heart's just like in a million pieces. But for me, what this is in this moment is exactly what I heard, which is like, you know, there's been a lot for this masculine. There's been a lot of maybe an ending, a breakup, but like heartbreak, sadness, loss, like they have been healing their heart. They have been grieving. They have been feeling all those things, you know. And then look at bottom of the deck after that. Oh my gosh, 5 of Pentacles. Wow, 5-5. So divine masculines are getting that. That's like a big number synchronicity that I would think they're seeing right now. Probably 55, 5-5, 5-5-5. You know what I mean? Because they are going through change too. Like this is change and obstacles and overcoming obstacles and transformational energy, but it's like minor arcana. This masculine is missing this feminine. Something just clicked. It's soul activations and it's alignment. That's what it is. Like, it's not like something just clicked into place. I mean, yeah, like metaphorically, like something just clicked in their heart, something just clicked in their head, like everything just kind of like clicking, click, 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 right? Oh my gosh. As I said, like click, 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 I started seeing my cat's litter box, because those of you guys who are like cat people and your cat has a litter box, you know, like the top of it like clicks, there's like all these like clicky click click clicks around the side, and you know what I mean, like to click it the top on. And that's what I was literally just like thinking about, was like that. But it's like this perfect like click into place, it fits perfect, click click click, right? But anyways, it's because of the alignment. It's because of the alignment. Okay, their heart and their soul, their mind, their thoughts, and their heart are like in unison right now. Okay, tell me more about this 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so the masculine is, oh, there it is. There's the communication. Oh, there it is, immediately. Well, not like immediately, but you know, there it is. Didn't I say the word literally abrupt? The Knight of Swords out of all the knights, like he's the very, like, he can be very impulsive. He is abrupt. That's literally his energy. So it's, and he brings forth some kind of communication from the king, you know? Well, at least like in the old days, like the knights and stuff, they would carry the they were like messengers, right? But for the king, like, you know, so they had to be like, you know, so they were warriors, they were knights, right? Anyways, a lot of these divine masculines, I actually just posted that in my Instagram story earlier. It was a knight with his beloved, and he was like, I'm off to war. And she was like, don't talk to any girls while you're there. It was supposed to be just like funny and cute, you know what I mean? But I wrote like on my thing and my stories, it's in there right now. I just posted it like 2 hours ago. And then we get this knight here about the masculine, right? So, I wrote like, you know, like these masculines, like this is real, like in our past lives with each other, right? Like there was plenty of lifetimes, right, where they were literal warriors or soldiers or knights, or you know what I mean, Knights Templar, maybe, like whatever it was, right? But King's Guards, and you know, I keep, every time I go to say something else, more comes through. So anyways, that's very real. So we've had lifetimes together, and that's what I've talked about this a lot through the last few years, where the masculines carry, the feminines carry very profound abandonment wounds, because a lot of them, it's from past lives where that stuff happened, where the love, you know, your beloved, the love of your life, your husband or wife, like they, you know, your husband had to go off to war, or he went out to go hunt for food for the family, you know, and that was never a guarantee either when they'd go out hunting and gathering, like, you know, whether it was a mountain lion, a bear, another person, like whatever it is, right? So we've had these lifetimes of extreme grievances and loss, and these masculines, like the feminines, that's why, like when you do encounter like your twin flame or a very beautiful past life soulmate, it can be very triggering, you know, especially for the masculines, okay? Because it's like, why do I freaking love this person so much? Like, why do I feel so much for them so instantly? So just like, I'll do anything you want me to do, you know? They immediately put those walls up and those guards, you know, and that's like the triggering, right? And it's because it's like, I feel like I've loved you in 1,000 lifetimes. I feel like I've loved you 1,000 years. And which we know for most of you guys who this is for, like these soul connections, they go way, way beyond 1,000 years. Okay. Like that is like a second compared to how ancient a lot of these connections are. But for the masculine, it's like feminine carries that loss of like abandonment, like don't leave me, because she's had lifetimes where he left and she never saw him again. And then he carries wounds of lifetimes where, you know, he had to leave his feminine and that broke his heart, you know, and he had to leave like his comfort, his home, his beloved, to march off on like a trail off to a battle or to another land to deliver some kind of message or whatever it is, but like on horseback, freezing cold nights, sleeping on the ground, you know, like not having enough food a lot of the times for the journey, like stuff like that. Okay, that sticks in. That is our the memory encoded within our DNA and the subconscious, right? So it's all very real. And that's why like people forget that. They're like, you know, they get in their egos about it. And it's like, well, like, if you love me, then what's so hard? And it's like, okay, first of all, these are way more complicated and much deeper than all that. But secondly, it's because these wounds exist, right? So he has this like wound in his heart, in his soul, right? Like if I open up and I let that in, what if I lose her again? So it's just kind of easier to kind of push her away and keep her at a distance, because that's just safer to me. Because then there's a guarantee, right? Then I don't have to worry about that. I'll just date other people in the meantime. I'll whatever, you know, like I'll get over it. I'll be fine. Like, and of course we know that never happens, because this is a true divine love. So the soul always wins, right? I just saw 22, 22, 2222, beautiful. Okay. Well, there's the communication. So moving forward from the past life stuff. But anyways, I actually have a lot of past life stuff coming through for the collective that I need to do readings for anyway. So like I have some Egypt energy coming through. I have past life energy like this coming through about like, you know, divine souls and lovers and stuff. But anyways, so stay tuned, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna like put the tarot down for a minute, and because I got like, I just wanted to confirm basically, and for me this is confirmation. For me, this 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, it's very like he turned his back. He turned away from the feminine. He turned his back on the feminine. And it's the 5 of Cups, right? So it's sadness, it's longing, it's yearning, it's not lustful, like shallow surface, like, you know, it's very deep, deep, deep soul yearning, soul longing, soul knowing, right? He's tired of being out in the cold, meaning he just wants to make the energy between the two of you. He wants to bring warmth to that. He wants to add warmth to that. He wants to be very clear. Because this is very like very direct, very clear, very abrupt, very fast. The Knight of Swords is a very fast. I mean, look at him, and he's got his sword up. He's in full run with the horse, right? So he's charging, okay? So that's the energy coming towards the feminine at this time, or incoming, you know, maybe over the next few weeks, maybe tomorrow, who knows? I don't know, but definitely like this will kind of carry out over the next few weeks. So for some of you guys, depending on your timeline, it can happen tonight. It can happen next week, right? So I know you know. Okay. I'm like, if you're here watching this reading and this is your message, then you absolutely know how energy works and time works and all those things, right? So, okay. So I'm feeling very, like my eyes keep going to this deck right here, and it's actually Shakespeare. So it's a Shakespearean like oracle deck, and it's Romeo and Juliet. So each card, oh my God, are you kidding me? No wonder I was called to pick this up, you guys. Look, bottom of the deck is reconcile, and it's the two doves. Oh my God, and they're like connected, and there's like the string. Resolving conflicts, letting go of the past, forget the hate. But see, it's like Act 5, Scene 3 of Romeo and Juliet. So it's like each card. I love this deck. I just rarely ever use it, to be honest. I'll use it with clients sometimes, but I don't know. But I just pulled it back out recently, probably because, you know, my higher self is sensing that this is a good deck to use for the energy that's like aligning for the collective in a lot of ways and for messages that I'm going to be channeling. So makes sense. Anyways, okay. So let's go ahead and see. So tell me, oh, never mind. Romeo. Romeo came right out. An idealistic lover, passion, rashness, quickly changing moods. Act 1, Scene 5. I defy you, stars. Oh my gosh, it says, I defy you, stars. Like Romeo is looking up at all the stars in the sky, and he's literally saying, I defy you, like I rebuke you, like no more. Because he's saying that because it's like the stars have aligned. The stars of destiny have aligned, right? So that's so crazy that says that. I've never even read that before, I don't think, in this deck. I've never seen that until now. Act 1, Scene 5 of Romeo and Juliet. I defy you, stars. And you could even like almost hear him saying it. Like look at his little stance and the way he's like looking up and like, you know, I defy you. That is so funny. So Romeo is the lover of Juliet, right? So he's the main character. I mean, that's like the main guy. So for me, this is like just huge confirmation that divine masculine, this particular collective of masculines and feminines, that they are full-blown connected with the higher self. It's a catalytic heart awakening. They are in their Romeo. They are feeling the inner Romeo when it comes to their Juliet. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, after the Romeo, whatever it came out, the nurse is on the bottom of the deck. So maybe some of you guys are actual nurses, but this is also like, I'm hearing nursing me back to life. That's like past life energy too. So this masculine, like you guys don't just carry like past life memories of wounds. You guys carry past life memories of love, of happiness, you know, like this. I just strongly feel that in past lives, like this divine masculine, he's not going to consciously probably be like, oh my gosh, like I feel like you were a nurse or that you like saved my life in one of my past lives. Like I highly doubt that any divine masculine is going to say that unless this masculine, no, the masculines who this is for, no, they don't talk like, well, they talk like that with their feminine, but they wouldn't consciously probably say that or remember that, right? Is my point. It says the nurse, kindness, loving, and realistic. So this is how it's very like Empress energy. It's very nurturing. That's what this card means. It's like the Empress. But I'm also getting like that past life stuff of like, you nursed me back to life. But this could also be like energetically, emotionally, like you mirrored to me like such beautiful things, like your energy, like just who you are. It like brought me back to life, basically. Okay, like meeting you brought me back to life. Like our connection brought me back to life. Okay, it's like kind of like that. But for me, it's like this very like Romeo, aka divine masculine, is very like, he's just like feeling, especially because both of you guys have been coming out of some pretty difficult cycles, especially these masculines. Many of the masculines collectively, you guys, because a lot of the masculines are my clients. I have a lot of divine masculine clients, but mostly I have feminine clients, but it's just crazy, you know? So you guys know me, I've been praying for everyone all year and like just sending love and like just prayers, just sending, you know, loving prayers of like, you know, because it's been rough out there, right? So I just feel like the masculine, there's this like very like deep soulful appreciation right now coming from the masculine about the divine feminine, like towards the feminine. Like he really is truly seeing her and feeling her on a soul level, but more than that, like a human level too. Like he loves her soul, but he loves who she is like in life, like, you know, whatever that means. Like it could be the way she dresses, the way she carries herself, it could be the way she speaks, the way she talks, her personality. It could be everything, right? So it is everything. I mean, what am I even saying? So anyways, and then after the nurse is this little cherub baby, the metaphor of love. Okay, and it says flirt and seduction. Flirt and seduction. Well, that's true because, you know, there is a lot of that. There is a lot of that. Rosalind, conserve chastity, serious and formal. And then Rosalind or Rosalind, I'm gonna say Rosalind. It came out with the rings, you guys, and I can't even tell you. You guys already know if you've been watching me. The rings and the keys. In like every reading I do, every single reading, the keys are coming out in one way or the next, whether it's in a card or it comes through as a channeled message, but mostly like on the cards. Whatever deck I pick up, like it doesn't matter what deck I use. Like if there's a key somewhere in that deck, it will come out, right? And then rings, the rings. I'm being shown engagement ring ads. I'm being shown like this, like in my readings, like cards with golden rings or like just, they're everywhere, okay? Like I can't get away from them, okay? So I am not surprised that this came out, and that again means the rings is symbolic of, look, a symbol of love, okay? Union and soul connection. Okay, and this is coming out, the union, because of the inner union. The inner union. Like I always have said in my readings through the years, like over the last few years, when you come into true inner union and like Kairos Gamos union with self, like you will then come into divine union. You know, like fast, especially right now, especially in 2026. So if you haven't come into union, it means it's on its way. It means you're on your way. Right? It's that simple. And you just got to keep going, like just living your best life and going within and healing yourself and doing all the things and just loving yourself and living your best life. And it'll happen. But it's also like, you know, like you can't be in a receiving mode when you're also in a survival mode. And I'm actually going to be doing a collective reading on that download that I received a couple days ago. One of my clients, who I absolutely adore, if you see this, I adore you, my love. I met with her earlier and she was like, you said something like so profound in one of your readings, like just over the last few days. And it was that. And she was like, you said, you can't be in receiving mode when you're in survival mode. And she's like, it just was like, oh my gosh, you know, like it really like struck a chord with her, like in a good way. And I was like, that's funny you bring that up. I said, because that's actually a download that I need to actually record for the channel. I said, so I'm going to be recording that. Anyways, when you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're still like in that kind of like survival mode energy in like certain areas of your life or whatever, like, you know, that could be also creating blocks, right? But that's what I mean by like union, inner union, right? It doesn't mean you're perfectly healed. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean like your finances are absolutely, you know, golden into a T. Like, it doesn't mean that. It just means that you've created some kind of inner peace and stability and balance, and like you've really surrendered. Like, you're really trusting in the divine plan. You're really trusting in yourself. It's like all that is the recipe, right? I don't know, you guys. It's, yeah. So anyways, Rosalind, conservative. Like, it's not like conserve, like conservative, like, I mean, a lot, this is kind of actually, that's exactly what it means when it comes to the play and the screenwrite of, you know, the screenplay of Romeo and Juliet. But chastity, which is like celibacy, like divine feminines. You guys have been harnessing your energy and cultivating that fiery kundalini and your sexual energy, and like you've been alchemizing that into creation, into form, into the 3D. Like, you guys are like, it's so beautiful to like witness, you know. And this is not going to be for everyone that tunes in, right? So but I know that some of the, like, a lot of my clients recently, it's so beautiful. Even the client I just spoke of, but my other clients, like, you know, they're grateful for this channel because of like basically like how I keep it real, you know. Like, I just do, right? Like, as best as I can, right? Like, whatever. I don't obviously share everything, right? But I am pretty transparent and I keep it real. So, but a lot of my clients recently have been like, you know, especially the ones who've been following me for like a year, or like since day one, you know, back in 2021, like, but whenever you've joined the channel, right? But they're like, you've just been such a like integral part of my like journey, both like ascension journey, yeah, but also like the ones who are like twin flames, or, you know, because I work with a lot of twin flames. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but like a good number of twins. And, you know, and so that just means a lot to me. So thank you guys. But it's like literally why I came to Earth. It's like literally why I came here, was to do that. And then also like the other, you know, branches and pieces of my work. You guys are the same. Especially those of you guys like who this is for, because you're literally like really starting to, just right now and just recently, like you're really starting to rise more into your spiritual path and your work, your mission is what I mean. Like your spiritual path in that way, right? But anyways, going back to celibacy, the feminines, you guys have been rocking it, honeys. Like, you've been taking all that energy and all of that, you know, because many feminines have been celibate, many masculines have been celibate. But it also speaks of like formal and serious. And for me, this is literally, I mean, this is a very formal, serious, like, I'm not joking, this is for real kind of energy here. And it's about the rings. It's about the union. It's about the soul connection here. And this is all connected with this divine masculine and this Knight of Swords here, okay? So we're 38 minutes in. I'm going to wrap this up now, you guys, because I don't want to go, I just want to go for a couple more minutes. Let me go ahead and let's end with, let's get a couple Intuit oracles, and then where's one of my messages? So I'm going to use one of my own personal message decks that I created for the Twin Flame Journey, or just for Divine Unions. Where is it? Oh, I see it. Wow, you guys, I literally, like, this is like blowing my mind. Like, the more that I like am tuning in with it, the rings, like, just like this Knight of Swords, like, and feminines, you guys have this very, very, and this is a frequency. This is true Empress frequency. You cannot pretend to be this. You cannot try to be this. You cannot fake being this. There's a lot of women out there who try, but they cannot. And it's because it's a vibrational frequency, right? And so Divine Feminine, this card right here, the Flirt and Seduct. And then we have like the little like Cupidity cherub here. For me, that will spirit babies. But for me, that's symbolic of like Valentine's Day coming up. Valentine's Day is in like a couple, what, like 3 weeks or something? Act 1, Scene 5, Act 3, Scene 1. Okay, I'm just saying. We have a lot of Act 1s here. Act 1, Act 1, Act 1, Act 1. And what that means for me is this is your guys' Act 1. Like this is where it begins. This is Act 1, and you'll have many scenes in between, but this is Act 1. This is the final act. That's what I just heard. No, Erica. It's the final act. Final act of love. I don't know. For a lot of you guys with the rings, yeah, absolutely. You know, and a lot of you guys are like me where, oh, that was another thing my client brought up. She was like, she was like, I had never heard of this before. She's like, but you talked of like being hand fasted, like hand fasting. And she was like, so like, basically like she went and she like looked it up, or like, you know, she was like, oh my gosh, like, and she's like, it just like resonated so much. Like, of course, I'm like, yeah, from past lives and stuff. But I don't believe in like, you know, I don't believe in, you know, like the big brother marriage, like the governing marriage. I just don't believe in it. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just, I know that it's a part of the false matrix, and you know, but I don't judge anyone who does or wants to, you know, like you guys know me, I'm very much like to each their own, and like, you know what I mean? But definitely it's a part of the false matrix, as we know. So, you know, I'm like, last thing I want to do is get Big Brother involved in my sacred, freaking ancient, beautiful, like soul union. Like, no. Anyways. So very serious symbol of love and union and soul connection. But it's also like, this is what this masculine is definitely, they've come into like their like inner union too. Like whatever they've gone through in the recent past or the past, like whatever that has been happening in their life, or like anything, right? It's just like, it's just brought so much, like it just awakened them like crazy. It was just like boom, and then just everything changed. And like, I'm literally hearing this masculine like saying to himself, like, gosh, like I don't even know who I am anymore. Like, what is happening? It kind of feels like that, you know, but he's like, I don't know who I am anymore. Like, who am I? Like, you know? So he's seeing in a very expansive way, because he's seeing from his soul, from his higher self, right? So it's just weird for a lot of these divine masculines, like, especially if they're men. Okay, like the men masculines out there, it's very, very bizarre. You know what I mean? Like, wait, what? Like, you know, it's very bizarre. And so, you know, but they're not, their energy here is not like, this is crazy, like I'm out of here. It's definitely like they have ascended beyond that point. Like everything that like before maybe was a trigger, or was like something they thought of with their logical brain, where they're just like, no, it would never work, or whatever the case, that stuff has like been wiped away, like dissolved, it's been transmuted and alchemized. Like now it's like exactly those things about the feminine that draws him in. It is her spiritual side. It is her divine essence. It is the fact that she lives authentically and speaks authentically. It is the fact that she's absolutely gentle and like kind, and you know, like the nurse, like all that, like Empress energy. But she's also fiery, and she's a warrior, and she also has that like inner energy within, which is her own inner masculine, of F around and find out. Like, we don't play, right? So he just, it's everything, right? Okay. The elephants, card number 13, letter A. Okay. Gentle, lucid dreams. There's something very powerful about the dreams right now, with divine counterparts especially, but also just like, you know, make sure you're protecting yourself before sleep and all that, okay? But yeah, lucid dream, having your wits about you. This masculine is like, I gotta have my wits about me, but it also speaks of just a very powerful, wise, trusting energy, telepathy, supportive, obstacles removed, yeah. All the above. all of the above, but especially obstacles removed, especially telepathy, especially like wise and supportive and trusting. That's how this masculine feels and sees this feminine. Like she's very wise because she is. She's ancient. She's like ancient energy. Like she speaks from a very, very deep, very ancient place, and she lives her life by that. Oh, this just like came out all on its own. The clouds. Okay, so the clouds speak of like hesitation, problems, thoughts, doubts, okay, confusion, indecision, being unclear, misunderstandings. So it's definitely, again, this masculine, like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna, right? Because he's been unclear. There's been a lot of hesitation, but he definitely wants to bring clarity to the clouds. Like, no more confusion, like no more like, what is this? What's happening? What is this thing between us? Like masculine wants to come in like masculine emperors do. And he strategizes and he goes, okay, like, let's sit down and talk here for a second. Like, can you explain to me like what is going on? Like, what is this? And he wants to say like, you know, what's been on his mind and what he feels and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. All right, the tree, which speaks of being very grounded. It also speaks of fertility, lineage, past life energy. Yeah, personal growth. There you go. Laying down roots and your connection to source. Yeah. All right. The Celtic knot. Okay, there it is. Card number 24. The Celtic knot is an unbreakable like knot. Okay, but this is literally this right here. It's the divine union and the ancient freaking unbreakable eternal bond you guys share. Unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, infinity, enduring, connected, and the love of a lifetime. And it came out with the falcon, which speaks of like the third eye, future visions. Like this is, again, the masculine. Like he's risen above like all the shit. Like he's been strategizing. I think, didn't I literally say like the masculine is strategizing? And then the next card that comes out is strategy. Focus, a transition, changes, the higher self. Yeah, so he's feeling the love with the higher self. Like it's very, very profound and powerful. Third eye, okay, I think I said it all. All right, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna go, you guys. I send love to everybody. I ended up going like 10 minutes longer, but that's okay. This is a really beautiful message. Yeah, definitely. I feel like there's just this like need to, the divine masculines can be, right? They are very logical in a lot of ways, right? But it's like logic and emotion. It's like, I want to, like, I want to talk about this, you know, like I want to figure some stuff out between me and you, but more than anything, like they just want you to know, I think, kind of what they've been moving through, what's kind of been going on, you know, with them. And I just think they want the feminine to know that they are like on the same page, basically, like this is where I'm at kind of a thing, right? So anyways, you guys, we shall see. It's going to be different for each of you guys. Of course, they always have free will, all that. But anywho, have a beautiful rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever it is. If you guys want to connect one-on-one, everything's in the description box below. Just send me an email to get you scheduled or set up or whatever it is. Or if you have questions about any of my services that I offer. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.